Okay, it's Lieutenant James Henning, badge number 89009. The date is October 29th, 2011. On this date, all afternoon I was working operation to manage a march and demonstration by Occupy Denver. The march went throughout. The march went throughout downtown and then returned where they went and got on the west steps of the Capitol and did a short demonstration up there. After about 20 minutes up there, the bulk of the crowd moved from there into Civic Center Park, 1400 block of Broadway, 1499 Broadway. Once in Civic Center Park, they began erecting tents. We have not allowed tents to be erected in the park at any time. We've been advising them numerous times over the last 2 weeks that they can't have tents. As the tents started popping up, we noticed that on the south end here they were putting up more tents, and we were going to walk in and advise them. Myself and the 640 team approached a group of them putting up a large camping tent, tying it to the trees. As we approached, we asked whose tent it was. The group said, "It's not ours, it's not ours." And we said, "Well, you have to take it down." And they said, "Well, it's not ours, so you can take it down." As we began to remove the tent from the trees for the violation, a female wearing black clothing, long dark hair, ran up and began pulling on that tent as we were pulling it down. She began interfering with our authority to take down the tent, and as she pulled, it was just a brief tug of war. At that point, I decided I have probable cause to arrest her for interference with the police operation and the taking down of the tent and enforcing the law. At that point, as we tugged, she pulled back. I reached out for her and grabbed her, and as I grabbed her, another individual, I believe he was wearing a gray t-shirt, came up and attempted to unarrest her. At that point, we were surrounded by the crowd. They crushed in, and we fell to the ground. People fell on top of me. This female continued to kick and struggle. She was incredibly strong. Continued to kick and struggle, and I was able to get her down, but she locked up and turtled up with her hands underneath her. As that happened, the other individual that was attempting to unarrest her, he fell to the ground as well. I was able to reach out and grab him so he couldn't flee. Officer Magat was able to get on him, and then we struggled with the two of them while the crowd was surged in on top of us, falling on top of us. Again, this is to the best of my recollection as this thing happened so quickly. It was a very tense situation. At one point, I was worried that I lost my weapon in the crowd, I lost my mace in the crowd, my phone fell off, my radio fell off, and we just continued to struggle. As we struggled, the individual that tried to unarrest her had her kind of in a headlock with his legs, and she had her arms locked in underneath her. So I continued to control her while Officer Magat was able to get the other guy cuffed. I'm not sure who assisted him in that. As he got the other individual cuffed, he continued to kick. He had very heavy hiking boots on. He continued to kick and flail at my face. I think he caught me in the face, I'm not sure. As he kicked and struggled, he was kicking and struggling at Officer Magat. He was able to pull him away slightly as we still struggled. Parties ran up on us. One woman ran up and kicked at my face. As I looked up, I was able to reach out for her, and all I could get was just a piece of clothing which tore off of her. I don't know whether it was some kind of a wrap or something like a poncho thing that tore off of her. The female continued to kick and struggle. We got her cuffed up, and as she was cuffed up, then she continued to try to crawl away from us. At some point in there, Sergeant Biedenbender, 640, called for help, citywide call for help. We got more officers into the area. Somebody asked me if they could utilize pepper spray to get the crowd back. That was absolutely appropriate. This was a very fast evolving, very dangerous situation. We were completely surrounded by the crush of the crowd, and that officer used pepper spray into the crowd to back them off. Although I did not see that, that's my belief that happened. As we were able to get those individuals, finally get enough cover, we got them up, walked them out to the scout car. There was an individual that was in a tree above us videotaping. and he was ordered numerous times to get out of the tree by, I believe, gang bureau personnel. And at that point, I don't know, I think they may have utilized pepper ball to get him out of the tree. At this point, that's all I can recall. And again, this is to the best of my recollection. It was a fast-acting situation. The sequence of events could be slightly different than I gave in this video statement. If there's video out there, I would utilize that to refresh my memory to be sure that this is as accurate as I possibly can. But at this time of night, this struggle, it was very intense, and I think the struggle itself lasted probably up to 5 minutes.
Sir, at any time did you get hurt?
Oh, I got scratched up in my hands. I'm a little dirty from struggling on the ground. I think I got kicked. I don't know.
Did you feel pain at any time?
I was pretty amped up, so
okay.
My boo-boo hand hurts a little bit.
All right.
No big deal.
That's good.
Okay.